Hola Seekers, mi nombre es Kim and bienvenidos to a Pick a Card tarot reading. But before we get into the reading, it is time to choose and announce the winner of the reading giveaway. Thank you so much to all of you who participated. It was so much fun listening to all of your recommended songs. And thank you to all of you who made space to make a donation to the Worldview organization that helps children in crisis across the globe by listening to the Midnight Blue Love streaming album. I will continue to have all of the information of this donation project in the description box. If you want to share this album with somebody else or make a donation yourself. Once again, thank you. And if I weren't so shy to show my face on camera, I will be bowing down to you because for some reason, whenever I am extremely grateful to someone, I tend to bow to them. I don't know why. But now we will choose the winner of this giveaway. So actually, I always allow Spirit or Universe to choose the winner through the pendulum. So how this works is I have already collected all of the participants' names and placed them in this little jar. So I will be mixing this around, and whatever names fall out, I will then allow Spirit to choose a winner from these candidates, okay? So firstly, Spirit, if you can show us what a yes looks like, please. Okay, so as you can see, a yes is a circular motion. Now Spirit, may you please show us what a no looks like. As you can see, a no is a side-to-side motion. Okay, now let's pick our candidates. See, we have one. Okay, we have 3 candidates. Put this here. Oh, before the winner is chosen, as a thank you for participating in this giveaway, I will like to answer some yes or no questions that you may have using this pendulum chart and some rose petals, okay? So make sure to stick around after the winner has been announced. But now let's allow Spirit to choose our winner. Okay, so this is a no. So this is a no, and of course this is a yes. It was obvious, but just wanted you guys to see. So our winner is dun 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 dun. Oh, Cheryl Ishii. I hope I'm not pronouncing that right, but I get the feeling that I am. Yay, you are the winner of this giveaway. And as you can see, I do have this little star here, so that means that you also listened to the Midnight Blue album and shared with us your favorite song of that album. So you will be receiving an intuitive message in your reading as well. So Cheryl, if you can please email me your question, I will be placing my email in the description box and we'll embark on the seeking journey together. Okay, so again, thank you so much for your participation, guys. Now I'm going to be answering some yes or no questions. So here is our pendulum chart. And I am going to choose 3 rose petals from here. So let's see, 1, 2, and 3. Did you guys hear that? Those were squirrels chasing each other right outside my window. Okay, but we have 3 rose petals over here. Now, if you have more than one question, you can assign a question to each petal. And if you only have one question in mind, then that's okay. You can choose one of these petals to answer your question. Okay, so I will give you a moment to ask your questions. You can also pause the video if you need to. Okay, so for those of you who chose this rose petal, let's see what your answer is. Okay, so I will actually take this as a no. So for those of you who chose this one, your answer is a no. Okay, for those of you who chose this rose petal, I'll take this as a yes. So for those of you who chose the rose petal in the middle, your answer is a yes. And now for the last rose petal, I will take this as a rephrase. So here, Spirit is asking you to be mindful of your question. Sometimes how we phrase a question restricts us from receiving answers. So if you have been asking the same question again and again, but you feel like you haven't received an answer, maybe it's in the way that you are phrasing it. So it's time to pay a little more attention in how you're asking your question. If this is something that you really want an answer to at this moment. I am getting this message, are you truly ready to hear the answer or listen to the truth? Okay, but that's all I have for you guys. Now let's get into the pick a card reading. Let's go. Hola seekers, and bienvenidos to a pick a card with me, Kim. So in this reading, we will look into some major changes that will occur before meeting your person. Now this can be your counterpart or the one that you have been wishing for or dreaming of. Now, if it's the case that you are already in a happy, committed relationship, then you can watch this video just for fun. See if the group that you pick describes the story between you and your person. And maybe it helps inspire you to go down the memory lane. So in this reading, we will not only be looking at 3 significant changes, but we will also get a little more information in regards to this connection, the energy around it, and possibly more information about the past lives that you have shared with this person. So as always, we will be using El Tarot and Oracle cards, and I will also be pulling out a message from our note jar for each group. Okay, so we have 3 groups to choose from. The first group is represented by the orange selenite. For group 2, we have this green jade. And for group 3, we have this red carnelian. Okay, so as always, take as much time as needed, pause the video if necessary, and whatever crystal calls out to you, then that will be your group or your reading. And the timestamp for each group is provided in the comment section down below. Okay, so now that you've chosen your group, let's jump into your reading. Hola seekers who chose the orange selenite. So I did receive a few intuitive messages for this group. The first one being, we are here to teach one another, to learn from each other. I also heard remember us, as well as the word salvage. Now I am getting this energy of separation for this group. So it might be the case that you were once with this person and you are currently in separation, or you were at some point in separation. Yet, if it's the case that you feel you haven't met this person or are in a current relationship with this person, then I do sense that you have lived many lives together, and in your other lives, you went through a long period of separation. Or it was the case that you separated and then you were never able to come together. And thus, in this lifetime, your souls and your higher selves are working very diligently with you both in order for you to finally come together and be in union in this lifetime. Because I am getting this sense of longing and also this fear of being forgotten or being left behind. Now, I did receive a visual of the stars. So some of you might connect with the stars or a star system. I know there's such thing as star children or star child. Some of you might resonate with that. If so, know that the stars are listening to you and that they are also working with you on bringing this union about. Okay? But now I will move into the cards. So this first card here is to give me a little information about the connection. So this can give us the energy of the connection, what this connection is in terms to your other lives with this person and such, okay? So we have the 6 of Cups in reverse. Okay, so I do feel like you have shared many other lives with this individual. Yet it has been the case that in every one of your lives thus far, you two have been separated by external factors. Now, the 6 of Cups is a very innocent energy It reminds me of like a childlike purity. And so with this card being in reverse, it's almost like there was a bond that grew between you both, but was never actually allowed to flourish or to blossom. Now, you might have met when you were children, and I feel like that's how all of your relationships and all of your lives have started, is you meeting at a very young age. But it never moved into like the adult years. So it's like the affections between you both always stayed very pure, very innocent, because it started from such an innocent age, and it sort of remained in that little time frame. Because as I mentioned previously, circumstances caused you both to go your separate ways. And I don't feel like there was ever a reunion between you both. So the Six of Cups also talks about memories, about looking to the past. And so you guys became a memory to each other. I feel like you reached a very old age, and then you began reminiscing about the most valuable or precious memories, the times in which you were the most happiest or felt the most love. And the first person that came to mind was actually this other person. And there's this longing, there's this yearning to reconnect, to reunite with that person, or at least just like holding this memory as something very precious, as a gift from the universe. And then it's like your soul took this memory with it. So it was so valuable to you and to this other person that you took it with you to the ethers. And before you incarnated into another life, you decided, I want to meet this person again. I want to create more memories with this person. And so you met each other again, but it feels like there, for some reason, your relationship wasn't able to flourish, wasn't able to move into a secure and stable romantic relationship. And it's almost like through the lifetimes is when you matured and you grow. So let's say like your very first lifetime with this person, you met them at a very, very young age and separated at a very young age. And then in your other lifetime, you met at a very, very young age, but you probably separated in your teen years. And then your other lifetime, you separated closer to your adult years, and sort of like that. And now it feels like you've matured throughout all of your lives, so that now you can finally come together and be in union. Does that make sense? So I do feel like it's been a long time coming for you guys. It's been a trajectory and an evolution over lifetimes. And this has only allowed for your love to grow stronger and stronger. And it's not just like a physical attraction. It's not just about a fling or a romance. This is about your souls having evolved together and grown in love with one another. That's like a very beautiful energy. So I do feel like this is the lifetime where there's a high possibility for you guys to finally come together. And maybe you might have experienced a lot of this separation in this lifetime, and it's sort of a reflection of the journey your souls have gone through together throughout your many lives, throughout your many incarnations. And possibly this separation is here to finally break this cycle of feeling divided, because remember that for spirit, for energy, there is no such thing as separation. And your souls have proven that, because time and time again, you have met each other, you have found each other. You have chosen to incarnate in the same lifetimes in order to be together. And if past lives is not resonating with you, then I feel this is also just saying that in this lifetime, you've come in contact with this person, separated, then reunited, then separated, they come in contact again. And possibly every time you met with this person, the relationship dynamic was different. So at the beginning, this might have been a stranger, then there was separation, and then you met again, and this might have turned into an acquaintance, then you separated and you met again, and they might have turned into a friendship, then you separated and met again, and then it turns into a romantic relationship, and so on and so on. And the last time that you guys meet, it's to be something stable, to be something committed and secure. It's your union finally. Okay, but now I'm going to move into the next cards, which will show us what are the changes that will happen before you finally come together with this person. Okay, so we have the Guardian, which is the Devil in the Rider-Waite's Tarot. Then we have Six of Stones, Exploitation, which is the Six of Pentacles. Sorry, airplane. But this is the Six of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite's Tarot. And then we have the Stag, which is the Strength card in the Rider-Waite's Tarot. So these are changes that will be occurring in your personal life. And we're starting off with the Guardian. So this card speaks about facing your fears, acknowledging that which you feel shame of or guilt for. I am looking at this Guardian and it's strongly reminding me of forgiveness. So when we use judgment against ourselves, we are condemning ourselves. And condemnation does not allow for growth. Because when you condemn something, you're sentencing it, you're labeling it, you're putting it in a box. It's kind of, putting it behind bars. And there's no freedom to that. There's no expansion. There's no growth. So this is about acknowledging all of that which keeps you stuck. So if you're one to constantly be very hard on yourself by telling yourself that you're not enough or that you could have done better, if you're one to hold yourself to an idea of perfection and you find yourself never meeting that ideal and then berating yourself for it, then this is about breaking that cycle because it's not helping you. When we hold ourselves to an idea of perfection, it's kind of self-sabotaging because perfection in itself does not exist. And so holding ourselves to that ideal is holding ourselves back because we're then not allowing ourselves to show up as we truly are. So the changes I'm seeing here is in how you view yourself and also how you view your past, your perceived mistakes. Are you still condemning yourself for mistakes you made 10 years ago, 5 years ago, for a mistake that you made a day ago? Are you still condemning other people for mistakes they made? Are you constantly bringing up things that happened in the past? Are you still harboring anger or resentment towards those who you feel have wronged you? If that is the case, then it's being recommended to forgive in order to remove any and all power from those feelings, from the past. Because the Six of Cups alone is an energy of the past. It being in reverse is telling me that we are stuck in the past. The energy here is stagnant. So this is about moving away from that which is already done. And I know when someone has wronged us very harshly, then letting go feels like a crime in and of itself, because how can we just let go? How can we just forgive? We want a sense of justice. But keeping yourself in that anger is not going to bring about justice. It's only going to hurt yourself, and it's an injustice to yourself. Even if you're the one who did the wrongdoing, even if you're the one who made the mistake, allow yourself to grow. Now, if you realize there are certain patterns or routines or a certain lifestyle that is keeping you from showing up authentically or in the best condition that you can be, or is keeping you from growing, from expanding, then again, it's time to look those cycles, that lifestyle, that routine in the eye and say, no more. No more, because that lifestyle does not hold power over you. You're the one that creates the change. You're the one that shifts your routine, but it's up to you. It's when you decide to make the change. Now, we were talking about fears. If this is, again, a type of lack mentality, fearing that you're never going to have that perfect relationship, fearing that you are never going to be loved because you believe you are not lovable, or fearing that you will be cheated or you will be left out on the cold, then again, it's time to look that fear in the eye and tell it, you are not real. You're just a stream of thoughts in my head that just won't seem to shut up, but you're not real. And you can only hurt me if I allow you to hurt me by believing in you. Now see how we have 5 and 1 here? If you add them up, that's 6. I see 6 as a number of balance, of inner balance. So this is about no longer shying away from your fears, no longer hiding the skeletons in the closet and pretending like they don't exist. It's pulling them out, looking them directly in the eye and saying, these are my fears. I acknowledge them, but I will not let them dictate my life. This is something a friend of mine once told me. Take fear by the hand and walk with it. See, it feels very scary, but it's not really that scary. It becomes scarier the more we believe it is. So I see a change in possibly routines, lifestyles, mentalities. This can even be seeking help, talking with somebody, going to therapy. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with seeking therapy and asking for help, because it's just accepting healthy company as you walk through this dark tunnel, working with someone to make it on the other side. Now we have 6, 6, 6 here with the 6 of Pentacles or the 6 of Stones. So 6 might be a number that you will be seeing often before meeting this person. So this might be your sign, 666 or the number 6, 66. It might even be the case that you might meet in the month of June, or I'm also feeling like the month of June is very significant. This might be your birth month or the birth month of this person, or if you have already met this person before, this is the month that you met. But the 6 of Pentacles talks about reciprocity, generosity, charity, and equality. We do have the energy of exploitation here for this specific deck. So I do see that the other change that will be occurring will be in terms to your finances. If at this current moment you feel like your finances are not going that well, or in terms to your work situation, you feel like you have been exploited, or you're not valued at your work, or you find yourself always struggling to get by in terms to finances, or struggling in your business, like this might not just be a single business, but possibly you started different business ventures, but they did okay, but at some point they fell through, or they weren't really giving you much revenue, or you found yourself putting some of your own money into the business just to keep it afloat. This might even be the case that you find yourself going from one job to another because you can't find stability in any of them. Then I do feel like this is something that will be changing after we've done the work with this guardian here. I am sensing there's this lack mentality, but I don't want to just give you that term and leave you with that. I don't know, I keep visualizing like someone who has been deeply emotionally wounded in some way, and because of that, their mentality is really attached to the belief that they cannot succeed in life, or that they cannot grow, they cannot blossom. I'm getting something beautiful cannot grow out of this. I know there are times when we feel like we're doing the work, when we feel like we've healed our wounds, when we've addressed our issues, when we looked fear into the face and said no more, and then we still wonder why we are facing so many obstacles. Why are we still struggling in life? Why is it that everything I start doesn't pull through, doesn't succeed? And sometimes it's the case that we may feel like we have dealt with the issues, healed the wounds, but at the core, at the core, we still believe all of these past fears, all of these past insecurities and doubts. So it's like, I usually see it like putting a band-aid over the wound and then saying, there, I'm done, healed. But it's not really healing the wound. Does that make sense? So I do feel like there's this deep, deep internal wound, internal belief that is holding you guys back. And seeing the Six of Cups, it almost feels like it's an accumulation of all of your lives thus far. It's like if you've experienced abandonment or rejection in your other lives, that's something that you're carrying into this life. And when that happens, it's very difficult to address or to heal because we cannot fully recall it, right? Because it has nothing to do with this life, with our current awareness. So it becomes difficult to address. It becomes a core wound. So I feel one of the ways we can address this is, what type of jobs are you accepting? What type of positions are you accepting? Before you say yes to a job situation or to a position, are you getting all the information needed from that place? I told my sister once, when you have interviews, go at it with the mentality that they're the ones who are lucky to have you, not the other way around. And I know it's hard to do because I know we all need jobs, we all need that security, but remember that you are valuable, that you deserve a good position. And so when we go, let's say, at an interview with the mentality that the ones who are interviewing us are superior than us, that we have to accommodate to them, then we are immediately presenting this kind of lack mentality, this inferiority. But that's not the case, because you have something that probably they don't have or their business doesn't have. And so the one who will be winning the lottery is them if they accept you. That's the mentality I feel you are being encouraged to have. So let's say if this is like an interview, when you go to the interview, yes, the interviewer will ask you questions, but you also have your questions prepared. You ask them about their morals. You ask them about their ethics and see if what they believe in, how they're working, meets your standards. And if it doesn't, then you don't have to stay there. And I know that sometimes our lack of resources forces or kind of makes us feel like we have to accept jobs that are lower than our standards. But I feel like this is saying, trust me. Trust me, once you make it known what you want, by refusing what you don't want, what is meant for you will come your way. Because this is about reciprocity. So this is about balancing your skills by saying, you know what, I do need this at this moment, but I'm not going to settle for less. And if you feel like you're the one who has exploited someone else, be it through a relationship, be it through a partnership, even maybe exploited your own job, this is about facing that, acknowledging that, and then choosing to make a change by bringing balance back into your life, by giving back in some way without expecting anything in return. This is also about working harmoniously with others, because we do have the beehives here in the back. I am mostly feeling this in terms of work situations. In terms of finances, I do feel like that is something that will change. How you view the world of business or the material world will be changing before meeting this person. Now, we do have the Stag here, which is the Strength card. And this talks about perseverance, courage, bravery, and confidence. I also see this card as representing boundaries, right? So that is what we were talking about with the exploitation card. You set your boundaries by what you accept and what you refuse into your life or into your space. So this is not only in terms of finances, this might even be relationships. If you find that in your relationships you're the one giving and then not receiving anything in return, and then at the end of the day you find yourself energetically, emotionally, spiritually depleted, then that is a sign that something is not quite balanced here, that you are leaving yourself out in the cold by not acknowledging this. So this is about realizing also what is burning you out, and then creating boundaries in regards to that. So maybe if you work with other people, like let's say you're a tarot reader, right? And you're doing 5-6 tarot readings a day. And after every reading you feel depleted and you haven't placed any time limit for the readings, yet you keep accepting more and more readings and you keep pushing the time further for each reading. And then possibly then you ask, why is it that even if you're working so hard, you're not seeing much revenue? You don't find that financial stability or security. Why are you not happy or you feel enthusiastic about your job? And it's because you're not setting any boundaries. You're allowing others to unknowingly take from you without you replenishing yourself. So this is also about being confident in what you have to offer. Being confident that your energy, your time, your space, your wisdom, your talents, they are valuable. You are valuable. And not everyone needs to come into your safe space. Not everyone needs to connect with you. This is about you deciding who you give your time, space, and energy to. Now, this is not about being rude, right? Or being arrogant. And remember that not because you work hard at something means that you're going to be guaranteed success. It doesn't work that way. I know it sucks, but it doesn't work that way. This is about becoming wise in terms to your time management and how you coordinate things. Also, I feel like in terms to your finances, this might be also talking about planning on saving. This is also about being confident in knowing what is truly necessary to start investing money in and what can hold on a while. But with this strength card, I'm seeing perseverance. I'm seeing you gaining your confidence back. I'm seeing you being empowered and gaining your power back. And you gain your power back when you remove it away from these fears and insecurities. When you call your power back from other people or situations. No one knows your worth more than you. This is a very sucky message, but like, don't let anybody assign your worth. Because when you do, trust me that it will not match to what you're truly worth. Never. You're worth way more than that. So it's sort of like, if you believe yourself to be worth it, everyone else will believe that you're worth it as well. If you believe that your creations are worth the amount that you give them, then everybody else will believe that they are worth that amount. It depends on your confidence, how confident you are in yourself, how confident you are in the creations that you put out. And this is about truly believing it. This is not just about saying, I believe in it. I think that I'm worthy. I think that my creations are worth this. This is about, at the core, you feel no guilt or shame over being confident in your talents and in yourself. Because with this Guardian card, there could be this notion of feeling guilt or shame for your own power, for your own talents. And that is what holds you back. And I also see the stag as representing masculine energy. And masculine energy is all about that confidence. It's all about how you would identify yourself as, what you believe yourself to be, who you believe yourself to be. And when you establish a secure foundation in regards to that, then that's when you are able to stand taller. That's when you illuminate the more brighter. That's when people come to look for you instead of you looking for people. And that's why I feel that this is the last major change that will happen before meeting your partner or coming with your partner, because they will not be able to deny your existence. You will shine so bright that they will immediately find you and be attracted to you. Because now you're not shying away from your worth and your true self. But the last cards are here to show us the energy around this connection when you finally come together. So we have intuition and we have ephemeral. Oh, sorry, this is ephemeral. And it says, the fleeting time taught us to cherish. Yeah, this is again reminding me of the story we had here, meeting and then being separated from each other. Now, the word ephemeral means lasting for a very short time. So I feel like your souls have become accustomed in a way to meeting each other and being united just for a short while before coming into separation. And as I mentioned, I do feel like in many of your lives, you never reunited with this person. I'm getting this like storyline that either your family or their family had to move countries. And during that time, traveling was not an easy thing to do. Like, it took days or months, and it was quite risky. And so it was very difficult for you guys to like find each other again. I feel like if you have not met this person, and we do have intuition here, so it might be the case that maybe you know of someone who you feel like a strong connection with, but you haven't really interacted with them. You haven't really connected with them in some way. There's just this strong sense and intuition that you've met them somehow, or you know them, they're familiar to you. And if you do feel that, it's because yes, you have met in many other lives. And so when you do connect with this person, when you meet eye to eye, when you start talking with this person, you're not going to be the only one who feels this familiarity. They are going to feel it as well. They're going to feel like they've met you before. It will be very easy for you to talk to each other and to communicate. It's sort of like you pick off right where you left off. It's the energy I'm getting here. So, like I mentioned before, distance has only allowed this bond to grow stronger. Yes, there's been physical separation, but there has never been a separation between your souls. That bond has only grown stronger, more secure over the time. And so that's why when you talk with this person, it feels like coming home. That's why it feels easy to have a conversation with this person, to be with this person. I also feel like this will validate your feelings, validate your intuition, because this person won't hold back on letting you know that you're familiar to them. Like, they've met you before, even though they haven't met you before in this lifetime. And that will help a lot and remove any insecurities you felt about this connection. I feel like they will, it's not that they will help strengthen your intuition, but they will also help you become more confident in a way. Because again, they only validate you. They validate your intuition, they validate your talents, they validate your beauty. They confirm it by telling you how wonderful you are, by telling you how important you are. And I do feel like if you have not met this person yet, when you meet them, there might be a time of separation with this person. I don't feel like it will be a long separation. It might be the case that this person is from another country, or their work requires for them to travel. It sort of feels like a person who is about to move, but they only visited their new residence just to look at the house or view some contract details, but they still need to go back to their old residence to sell the house or something like that. I don't know, that's the storyline I got, but it feels like a temporary. For those of you who have been in a relationship with this person, I do feel like this separation is coming to a close. You will be reuniting with this person pretty soon if you haven't already. If you are already in a committed relationship with this person, then this might be validating that this reading is for you, or that this is your story. If there was a separation between you both, but that separation wasn't enough to separate you both. It only allowed you to realize how strong your love was for each other. Okay, but now I would like to pull out a message from our notes jar. And we have this one. We have less is more. Okay. I strongly feel that this is relating to career, finances, job situations or creative endeavors. So see how this resonates to your current situation. Okay, so that's all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance, some clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. And if you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next moment, bye-bye. Hola seekers who chose the green jade. So as I connected with the energy of this group, I did receive the message, you are never alone on this journey, as well as keep moving forward. I do sense that currently you and your person are working very hard on your own individual journeys, working very hard on yourselves in order to come together, in order to be able to meet each other halfway. So again, this might be in terms to your like spiritual or personal growth, or it might be in terms to career, finances, your life purpose, if that resonates with you. So just know that they are working very hard as well. I don't feel like they have caught a break thus far, and if they have, it has been like a short intermediate, like a very short break, because I feel like I'm getting this push energy. They're very determined on bettering themselves, on bettering their situation, on having more stability and security in their life, not only externally but also internally. So again, if you feel like you are working very hard on your own individual journey and you feel you're alone in this, please know that you're not. Your significant other is also possibly going through some similar experiences, some similar struggles. They're also working very hard along with you. Okay? But now we will move into the cards. So this first card is to give us a little more information about this connection, what this connection may be, maybe a little bit of your backstory in terms to the other lives you've shared with this person. So we have the Four of Cups. Okay, so I personally find the Four of Cups energy to be a bit funny because it reminds me of the child who's not pleased with anything you offer them. Like they have their mind set on a specific toy, and if you give them anything other than that toy, they will just be completely unsatisfied. So I'm actually getting this visual of someone with their arms crossed over their chest and just shaking their head like, that's not what I want. So in terms to love readings, the Four Cups always reminds me of someone who is longing for that fairy tale romance, for their soulmate, and who spends most of their time just daydreaming about this amazing love story that they are going to experience and live. So it feels innocent, but it also feels a bit naive because I'm getting like this very fantastical vibe coming from this card. So I actually feel that the majority of the people who chose this group are not currently in a relationship, or it's been a while since you've been in a romantic relationship, or possibly you've never been in a romantic relationship and you're currently waiting for your perfect person to come into scene. Now, with this Four of Cups, I do sense that this is a connection that will catch you off guard, because this feels like someone who has been dreaming and longing for so long that they've kind of gotten used to this, to just dreaming about it, to just fantasizing about it. And when the person finally comes in, it kind of catches you off guard. Either you don't see it for what it is from the get-go, or it startles you seeing your dream manifested right in front of you. Like if it finally happening for you, it's a bit startling. Now, some of you might actually play an instrument, or you really love music, like music is something that uplifts you or has helped you through very tough times. And in regards to this connection, music will be very important. So again, you might either play an instrument, might be a songwriter or love to sing, or this other person might do that. If not, both of you. And it might be the case that music will be that which brings you together. Maybe you both like a very specific genre that's not very popular, or you like an artist that's like underground or that's not very known or recognized. So it's a bit of a surprise to know that you both like them, that you both know of them. Maybe you have a very specific song that means something very personal to you, and this person, maybe they have a personal story connected to the song as well. There's just something in regards to music that helps bring this person to your attention, or vice versa. And I feel like your person might be the one who will recognize you first. Like maybe you're sitting at a cafe or they see you from a distance. Maybe this is just like your social media or something that you post online, and they see it and you catch their attention. And it's not like they immediately fall for you. It's more like something about you encourages them to know more about you. And I do feel like this is a connection or relationship that will progress rather slowly, because this does feel like new energy. I'm not really sensing that you've shared a lot of other lives with this person, but if you have, it's more like they saw you in passing. I don't think you formed any type of relationship with this person or a deep connection in any other life. It's more like you saw each other. That's pretty much it. Maybe you caught each other's attention, but none of you ever was pulled to go up to the other and talk to them or get to know them more or ask for their name. But it feels like in this life, this is where things change. In this life is when one of you finally gets the courage and the motivation to go up to the other and start a conversation with them, start to get to know them a bit better. And then that's when the relationship starts flourishing and blossoming. And because this is the Four Cups energy, I do feel like this person is someone that you have been asking for, praying, or wishing for, or actively manifesting, be it intentionally or unintentionally. Because again, if you haven't been actively trying to manifest, through journaling or affirmations, intentions, whatever it may be, this might just have been you daydreaming about that person, about that perfect relationship. And then this is the person that is coming through. That is sort of this perfect embodiment of all of your daydreams and fantasies. Okay, but now we will move into the next cards. So these cards here are to let us know what changes will be occurring in your personal life before coming together with your person, okay? So we have the Page of Vessels, which is the Page of Cups in the Rider-Waite's Tarot, and it fell out in horizontal, and I'll explain why that is significant later in the reading. And then we have the Ten of Bows, which is the Ten of Wands in the Rider-Waite's Tarot, and then we have the Hooded Man, which is the Hermit card in the Rider-Waite's Tarot, okay? Actually, I want to put these here. So we'll start off with the Page of Vessels. Now, when cards fall out in a horizontal, it either represents a stagnant energy, an obstacle, or the base of the entire reading. I'm actually seeing this as the base of the reading or of this overall energy, because the Page of Vessels or the Page of Cups is known to be a very daydreamy energy, very romantic, innocent, and can sometimes be a bit naive. This card also represents someone who is artistic, psychic, meaning they're clairvoyant or very intuitive. I also find the Page of Vessels to be someone who is very sensitive to energy, so this can be an empath as well. The Page of Vessels reminds me of someone who wears their heart on their sleeve, and who is always open to get to know someone. I feel like the Page of Cups easily trusts others, and that's where their naivety comes through, because I find this energy to be very pure of mind and very pure of heart. And I feel like this is your energy that is coming through. But again, we have it in horizontal. So yes, I am seeing this as a base of the overall energy, but I'm also seeing this as there's like a bit of, I'm not sure if duality is the accurate term, but it feels like a bit of a resistance. It's like your true nature is to be open. It's to have your heart open, to love unconditionally, to see the good in others. That is your true nature. Yet it might be the case that because you often wore your heart on your sleeve, some people might have disrespected your heart in some way. They did not value what you were offering, and so you were often hurt. And because of this, you started closing yourself off more and more. You started protecting your heart and becoming a bit more defensive in regards to love. So now you might be very mindful or careful of who you allow into your life or who you open up to. And so I do sense that that is one of the things that will be changing, is your relationship with others, but most importantly, your relationship with love in general. Now, it doesn't necessarily just have to be romantic love. It's just, love itself. But this can very much well be in terms to how you view romantic relationships. Sometimes when we get really caught up in our fantasies, when we prefer to fantasize about a romantic partner instead of actually being in a romantic relationship, sometimes that can be a representation of fear, again, of actually committing to someone or something, because we're not sure if this is going to work out, because we're not sure that we're not going to get hurt at the end. So it's much better, it's much comforting to just daydream about it, because we can manipulate the situation when we're daydreaming of it, right? So our fantasies always meets our needs. In contrast to something that's real, something that is part of the physical world, we can't be guaranteed that, right? We don't know how things are going to turn out. So I'm seeing it as coming out of your shell a little bit more. It's about, see how this otter is still kind of deciding whether to jump on the stream, because you see the current of the stream is running pretty fast. So this feels almost like taking that leap of faith. It's having that courage to dive into the waters and to surrender to the feelings that come about, surrender to the journey itself. So catching feelings for someone, that's what I'm getting. Catching feelings for someone might be scary at times, because when we're in that, it's like being taken by the current, right? We feel like we're getting swept away by something bigger than us. We might feel dizzy in the midst of all of it, or like we're getting carried away by our feelings, by our emotions. But this is trusting that love will never leave you astray. This is about venturing into something new, even though it might be a bit foreign to you. Because this thing that is new is something that you have been wishing for and longing for. So it's like, how can this come in if you do not allow yourself to take that leap? If you do not open your heart to the possibilities of this, right? I know we want guarantee. I know we want to hear this is your person, this is the one, this is your life partner. But I'm going to be honest, no matter how many tarot readers you go to, no matter how many psychics you visit, asking if this is your soulmate or if this is the one, you cannot be guaranteed, because the answer always lies in you. It's about, and I know some of you are going to hate that I say this, it's about trusting your heart. And the only way that you can do that is if you open up to your heart once more. Remember that love itself is not pain. It's usually everything else that causes the heartache, but love itself never brings the pain. Love is love. And I feel like your spirit guides or your higher self is coming through to let you know that everything is going to be all right. My nose keeps getting itchy, and I always feel that like a playful energy or a sign that spirit is around. So they do want to let you know that you're going to be okay. If you only open up to your heart, you will always find your way. and you will be led to beautiful sceneries and to beautiful people, beautiful inside and out. And remember, love is not possessive, it's not conditional, it does not come with restrictions. Love is fluid, love is open, and you can love in more than one way. So the next change I see here, we have responsibility. So I do feel like you will be accumulating more responsibilities in the near future. Now this might be, for example, if you are a tarot reader, in the near future, you are going to get a lot of reading requests. So much so that your agenda is fully booked. Like you're booked for the rest of the month or the next 3 months. And you find yourself working extra hours or more hours than you normally did. I'm mostly seeing this as an energy of things picking up. And because they are picking up, that's why you're gaining all this extra responsibility or more responsibility. Because the 10 of Bows is an energy of having a lot on your plate, of being burnt out, but it's also an energy of pushing through because there is an end goal, because there is a dream that you're trying to accomplish, because there is certain commitments here at play. So I am seeing this mostly in terms to like creative pursuits or business, career, job. This might even be like in terms to education. Maybe you get a grant for a research program or something of the case, and you find yourself staying up nights to do your research. But again, this all has a purpose. It's to achieve some end goal, and it's something that will fulfill you or bring you a sense of fulfillment or success. If you are currently starting a business or have the idea to begin something, this can be you working day and night, working very hard to set the foundations. Let's say if you're opening up a restaurant, it's finding the location or the building, and then you needing to renovate the space to accommodate for all the utensils a restaurant needs, creating the menus, hiring the people, networking. All of that takes time, right? I once saw this video of a restaurant owner, and they said that it took them 2 years to open up the restaurant, and during those 2 years they were sleeping only like 5 hours a day, right? And you can see how much hard work and dedication they put into this. But even though at times they faced a lot of obstacles and struggles, they never gave up because they had a goal in mind, right? And after those 2 years, after they opened the restaurant, then that's when things started slowing down. And I don't mean slowing down in terms to revenue. This was slowing down in terms to their work pace. So now they had the finances and the stability or security to hire other people to delegate these responsibilities to them. So all the work wasn't on their shoulders now. Now they had other people they could trust that they could share these responsibilities with. So that's what I'm seeing for you guys. So this might also be like recognition and acknowledgement for your work, and many people wanting to flock your way, wanting to talk to you, wanting to interview you, wanting to get to know you, wanting to get consultation from you. And again, I'm just feeling like your agenda is fully booked. And if you do face some struggles or obstacles, know that you will be able to overcome them. The solutions will come. You're just being asked to persevere, to keep pushing forward, because you will reach your goal at the end. Your dream will come true. You will find success at the top of this mountain. So all your work will pay off. Okay? With the 10 here, the 10 usually represents completions, but the 10 is formed by the number 1 and 0. And number 1 speaks of new beginnings, and 0 is infinite potential. So I'm actually seeing this as a completion of a phase in your life, which was maybe very slow moving or quite stagnant. Maybe you weren't seeing a lot of progression in terms to your career, creative endeavors. And then all of a sudden, this phase and this new phase begins, in which things start picking up really, really fast and really quickly, and it may catch you a bit off guard, but I do feel like this is given to you because you have the strength in you to push through all of this. Now, of course, always be mindful of your health, your mental, physical, and emotional well-being throughout this journey. Yet, know that if you ever feel like giving up, if you ever feel like this is going nowhere, then listen to that little voice inside of your head. Listen to your heart that tells you no, there is something beautiful waiting for us at the top of that mountain, because that voice is right. And when you feel like giving up, that's when you will know that you're closest to achieving your goal. That's when you will know that this phase of hardship or struggle or difficulty is finally ending, and things will start feeling more relaxed and more easy for you. Okay? And then the last card, we do have the Hooded Man, which speaks about spiritual enlightenment. It's in regards to soul searching, self-reflection, introspection. It also talks about your inner guidance. So I feel like after you have gone through this difficult time or tumultuous time, or possibly it might just mean like you having to make like very difficult decisions, or having the responsibility to make these decisions that were very important in the outcome of something, then that is when you will start trusting more in your inner guidance, because it is your inner guidance that pulled you through these hard situations or helped you find the solutions to your problems. It was your inner guidance that helped you make the best decisions. And you will realize this because every time that you listen to your inner guidance, to your intuition, that is when things went okay for you. That's when problems got solved. That's when you got the best outcomes. And so this I see as you finally trusting more in yourself. You finally going within to find the solutions to your problems, or to find the answers that you seek. Now we do have the number 9 here. Number 9 comes right before the 10. So again, I'm picking up on this energy of coming to a completion, coming to the ending of a cycle. And this might mean finally ending a cycle in which you continuously doubted yourself, or you believe like you couldn't make the best decisions and you constantly had to ask others for help or for the advice of other people because you weren't so sure in yourself. And this is not saying that you'll never ask for advice again, because that's asking for advice is not a bad thing. This is just saying that you will start trusting in yourself a bit more, that you will realize that your input is also valuable, that you also hold wisdom. And I do see like more stronger connection with your higher self and with universe. I feel like this is also having stronger faith in universe itself, like having a stronger relationship with universe, because possibly in moments when you thought things couldn't get better, they did. In moments when you thought like you couldn't get out of this situation or there was no salvation or solution, you possibly prayed or asked for help from the universe, and you received that help immediately. Miracles happened per se for you, and that allowed you to have stronger faith and to have a stronger relationship with the divine. And this might just be the overall journey itself, right? Maybe you reproached the universe along your journey because you felt like this was taking forever, because you felt like this was just too much for you. There was possibly a point in your journey where you were about to give up on this or give up on yourself in some way. Yeah, you might have received some signs, because that's what I'm getting here with the Wren. Some signs, some synchronicities, a message. Maybe someone came into your life and delivered a message to you, maybe a quote or something that inspired you, that felt like an answer from the universe, and that helped uplift you in a way and helped give you enough energy to keep pushing through, to take the next step. And so what you thought impossible, you realized was possible. And that, again, strengthen your faith in the universe or the divine or your higher self, whoever you resonate with. So I feel like when this happens, when you have that stronger connection with yourself or with the divine, that's when you will also start picking up on signs that this person is finally coming in. And I feel like you will know beforehand who this person might be. It's like maybe you don't know who it is exactly, but like you know when they will show up, or there's maybe a specific sign that allows you to know this person is the one. Maybe, as we mentioned before, it might be a song, right? Or certain lyrics or a specific melody. And that is your sign. So I feel like we're more in tune with universe by this point. Here, there is no hurry, there is no rush, there is no fear that what you want is not coming towards you, because you realize before, like, some things take a while. And it's usually for a reason that they take a while. So I trust that when this comes in, it's going to be at its perfect time. And it's coming in because if what I believed here, whatever this may have been, if I once thought that this was impossible and then I was proven wrong by it finally coming true, or by it finally being manifested, then I know that this relationship or this person is also possible. Why not is what I'm getting. Why not? Why can't it be? So there's a lot of trust here. There's also like, because we have like this closing of the heart here, I feel like there's this opening of the heart space here, because again, I feel you being open to the universe, being open to that energy of love, of trust. Okay, so the last two cards are here to give us information in regards to the energy around this connection when you two finally come together. So we have Perseverance and we have Aurora. Sorry, it was reading the message here, which says, before dawn, everything was a mystery. So I want to acknowledge this message because it's reminding me a lot of the Hooded Man or the Hermit card, because as we were talking about, there is no more fear of the unknown here, which before you were simply fantasizing and daydreaming and wondering when this relationship will come about, or who this person might be, or if they even existed. Now there is no denying that this person is out there, because now you realize that you have been dreaming about this for so long for a reason, just how you dreamed about this goal, and then it finally became a reality. This person, this relationship, it's the same thing. You dreamt about this because it was sort of like foretelling. Your daydreams were sort of like you seeing into the future. And now you realize this. And so what once was a mystery is no longer a mystery, now becomes a certainty, now becomes a truth. And we do have like a church or chapel here, so that's reminding me of commitment, of marriage. So I am seeing a long-lasting relationship with this person. That is something that you've been longing for. Maybe marrying at a specific church or at a specific place, then also that dream is coming true. And then with Perseverance here, this is the same energy as the Responsibility card, as the Ten of Bows. It's not giving up on your dreams, especially if you feel it in your heart, especially if it tugs at you, especially if there's always that little voice in the back of your head telling you, keep going. This is not a dream, this is your future. Do not give up. Do not give up on this dream. So when this relationship comes about, it's the same with this. You will realize that dreams do come true. That if you do not give up on what you truly believe in, it is bound to manifest. It is bound to happen. So I feel like this connection in itself restores that faith and also strengthens the faith in the universe, but also in yourself. Because remember, this was not just the work of the universe. This was also you putting in the work. You believing in yourself to make your dreams a reality. You believing in your dreams. That takes a type of courage to believe in your dreams and pursue them and to keep them and maintain them. That's a special type of courage. And you have that. And coming into the relationship with this person only strengthens that. And I feel like you both, as I mentioned before, like I feel like this other person is also going through a journey of their own. It's sort of like this Ten of Bows here. And they also persevered. They also kept pushing through. It might be the case that at the top of this mountain, that's where you two meet. Once you reach your goals, maybe that's when you meet halfway with this person. And possibly one of the reasons why you felt you needed to keep push through is because you knew that you were going to meet this person at the top of this mountain. You knew it, and they knew it as well. And so that's why they never gave up. And in a way, it's you two never giving up on this relationship, never giving up on your future with each other. And so I find you to be very perseverant. And if you feel like you aren't right now, I feel like you will be in a near future. And this person feels very determined, very passionate, and perseverant as well. And so it almost feels like a power couple. Two very powerful, confident, determined individuals coming together. And then whatever dreams you both form together in unison, there's no doubt that you will make it a reality. So it's like you dream bigger together. You accomplish bigger things together. And you have each other to support one another. So when one is giving up, the other one lifts their mood, tells them, hey, don't give up. You can do this. Remember your dream. I'm right here with you. I'm supporting you. You keep each other accountable, and you are each other's number one supporters. Okay, but now I'm going to pull out one message from the note jar. And we have two. So we have this first message. I'm sorry for that squawking noise. My neighbors have a macaw, and apparently this is his singing hours. So, do you hear my call? I am here. And the last message is... Ooh. While it is best to believe in oneself, a little help from others can be a great blessing. This is a quote from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Okay? So that's all the messages I have for you guys. I hope this reading resonated. I hope it brought some guidance, some clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. And if you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next moment, bye-bye. Hola seekers who chose the red carnelian. So right off the bat for this group, I'm sensing that one of the biggest changes that will occur before meeting your person will be finding out what your life purpose is. And what I mean by life purpose is that which inspires you, that which motivates you to get up every day and work on it. Work on this project, study this subject, perfect this skill. It is that which not only motivates you, but also inspires others to pursue their own life purpose. Because I did receive the message going within. I feel like your guides were signaling to go inwards. Possibly at this moment, you are not really sure what career path to take, what step to take next in terms to your personal endeavors, what to focus on. And because of this, you might be seeking others for advice, learning what route they took, what led them to their success story. And you might be contemplating on either adopting their way of doing things or integrating their steps into your own journey. If that is the case, then you are being encouraged to really go within and ask yourself if the route that someone else took is the route that you want to take. If it's something that truly resonates with you. Because I feel like what you are seeking, you won't necessarily find it out there. It's something that will come from you. So again, if you feel you are not very confident about what steps to take next, or you're not very confident about your future or about your prospects, Spirit doesn't want you to worry, because there is something that is meant for you. You only need to come in alignment with it. And one of the ways to do that is by pulling your attention and your awareness back to you. Because again, the answer is not out there. It's almost like the way your story will unfold will not resemble anyone else's story. So that's why it's not very encouraged of you to try to walk the path that someone already has walked, because it's almost like you're paving the way for something new. I did receive this message, you are here to teach. So if that's something that resonates with you, if that's something that's been in the back of your mind, being a teacher, being a guide. Now this can be a teacher in regards to maybe a yoga instructor, maybe teaching the arts, maybe being a mentor to somebody. So apply that how it resonates, if it does resonate. So if you have been contemplating on teaching something, then this might be your validation or confirmation that you are on the right track. I do sense a very fresh energy with this group. It almost feels like you and your significant other are on the same phases of your journey. So they might also be at this current moment finding out what they want to do, what they are very passionate about. And it may be the case that they have already possibly started and delved into something. So it might be a career, a business, but it's not really aligned to what they really want to do or what their soul intended to do in this lifetime. And so they might be switching their career once they find out what their true life purpose is. And it might be the case that they did not only have one life purpose on this earth, right? So remember that we can do multiple things in a single lifetime. We don't always have to dedicate our whole lives to one path. And I feel that may be the case for your significant other or for you if that is resonating with you. Okay, but now I will move into the cards. So this first card here is to give us a bit of information in regards to your connection, what this connection is, or give us some background in terms to any other lives that you have shared with this person. Okay, so we have the Knight of Pentacles. Wow, this knight is really suited up. Okay, so the Knight of Pentacles speaks of someone who is patient, responsible, ambitious, someone who works very hard to achieve their goals and to make their dreams come true. So this Knight of Pentacles is giving me the energy of someone who does not give up or doesn't easily give up. It can sometimes even come through as a very stubborn energy. So this is an energy that doesn't mind being patient to achieve what they want. Now, I am sensing a similar energy to group 1 in which there is this vibe of separation, and it's almost reminding me of the sailor who is far away from home. So I am picking up on another life that you have shared or lived with this person, and it does feel like that of one where there was a lot of distance or long periods of separation between you both. Now, because we do have a knight here, your significant other might have been a soldier or a warrior of sorts in this life, and because of this, they spent long years away from home, so away from you, because they were off in battle or they had to travel on by horse, by foot, or by ship. And traveling took long periods of time. And I do sense that you were either betrothed to this person or married to them. But you couldn't really experience that marriage life because of the position this person had. Again, they might have been a soldier or warrior. I'm even getting like a leader of a clan. So if there was trouble, they probably ventured off with other men of the clan to see what was going on, and maybe that took days. It almost feels like their responsibility or their work required most of their attention and their time. And so they couldn't dedicate much of it to you or to the marriage or to the family. But I am also getting the story that it might have been the case that they proposed to you and they possibly had to leave to somewhere to tend to some of their responsibilities or their duties. And they promised that when they would come back, then that's when you two would get married or get together. But something happened in the journey along the way and they never came back, and you two were never able to consummate your love. Is that the right phrase? We're never able to be together, to marry each other. It keeps reminding me of like the sailor or the soldier who never came home. And so there is this feeling of like an unfinished business. And I do sense that that is also the reason why this energy feels very fresh and very new, because it's sort of like the beginning stage. Even if you did marry this person in this other life, you couldn't really experience the marriage life. Like it stayed at the honeymoon phase for you guys because you were separated for so long from each other. Yet, if you have that pain, possibly in this other lifetime, you took that separation as a form of abandonment. And maybe that's something that you're still carrying now if you fear abandonment, or there has been cases where you have been abandoned in some way. Just know that this person here, they truly love you and they truly wanted to come back home. They missed you so much, and they worked and fought very hard to come back home, but just, it didn't happen. They weren't able to, and they're very sorry for that. They're very apologetic to you, but they also want you to know that they never stopped looking after you and your family. They tried to help as much as they could from the spirit world. And I feel like they might come through in this lifetime as a type of protector. So even though they might not be in your physical reality as of yet, I feel like their energy is still around you. So if you have found yourself in a situation where maybe you were invited somewhere, but then at the last minute, something told you, something nudged you that this wasn't a good idea, that maybe you shouldn't go to this place, to skip out on it, I feel that this is them coming through, because possibly that environment wasn't going to be good. Maybe there was going to be some fights that were going to erupt at that place, and so they were protecting you. He's sort of like a guardian. He's still looking after you, and it feels because I do feel like they sense a great remorse that they weren't able to be with you, be there for you in this other life. But I am sensing stability, security, loyalty here. I do feel like the energy of your person is coming very strongly in this group. And another thing that keeps coming through, I feel that in this lifetime, they did acquire some wealth and they left it all to you. They weren't one to indulge in their own needs or in selfless things. They wanted you to have a secure life. That's why they worked very hard. Maybe they had a very dangerous job, but it paid well. And so, or it gave some form of security for their family. And that's what they strived for. And they still strive for that in this lifetime. And they might have already extended an offer to you, maybe an offer of commitment or an offer for a relationship or just to get to know each other a bit more. But it does feel like a fresh new energy. So if it's the case that you're not currently seeing anybody, or you don't feel like there's anybody around you who kind of resembles this energy here, then I do feel like this is a new person coming in, and they're coming in pretty soon. Because nights always remind me of a quick energy. So I do feel like their energy is coming very strongly in this reading because they want to let us know that they are coming in very soon into your 3D, into your life. It feels like their energy is very near, like it's already in your field. It's just going to take a bit of while for them to fully manifest in your 3D. Yeah, I just got the message, wait for me. I'll be there. Wait for me. Okay, so the next cards are here to show us what changes will be happening in your personal life before coming in union with this person, with your person. So we have the Queen of Arrows, which is the Queen of Swords in the Rider-Waite's Tarot. And then we have the Eight of Vessels, Rebirth, which is the Eight of Cups in the Rider-Waite's Tarot. And we have number 5, the Ancestor, which is the Hierophant in the Rider-Waite's Tarot. Actually, let me move this here. Okay. So we're starting off with the Queen of Arrows. And I feel like this is representing your energy. The Queen of Arrows is someone who is very blunt, very direct, super intelligent, and open-minded. This is someone who is also extremely independent and very emotionally strong is what I'm getting. As I mentioned before with this Knight of Pentacles, some of you might have experienced abandonment or separation. I am getting this story of having been married for a long period of time and then having gone through a divorce and now being a single parent or finding yourself living the single life. If that does resonate, I feel like the divorce experience was very hard, yet you learned how to shield your heart from all of that pain because you found yourself having to rely solely on you. And if it's not the case that it was a divorce or a very heartbreaking separation, it does feel like there was some feeling of abandonment coming from someone that you relied on or someone who you believed would always have your back or will always be there for you. And so you had to learn to rely on yourself, to depend only on yourself. And that has made you very strong in a way, but also very skeptical about new relationships or new people, or about opening your heart to the potential of a new relationship or love. So I'm getting 2 messages here. Either you tend to hold on to relationships that are not stable and secure, that do not respect you or do not value your worth. And you are being asked to start noticing these relationships for what they are and start moving away from them. So that's what I'm sensing here. The other one is cutting away with relationships really fast because you fear committing to them, because you fear commitment itself. And so it's easier to move from one thing to the other than saying that you stayed somewhere and then it didn't work out. Cutting away with things allows you to have control over the situation. And that's something that we can deal with, right? Having control over something is something that it feels safe for us, feels secure. But when we fully commit to something, that's a partnership right there, right? It's 2 people working to maintain one thing, which is the relationship. And in that, there's some things that we don't have control over. And losing that control, that's the scary part. So again, the change I'm seeing here is walking away from those old patterns that at the end of the day cost you more heartache than if you were not in those patterns. So if it's you holding on to relationships that are not respecting you, that are not fulfilling you, then this is acknowledging the relationships for what they are. This is acknowledging the reason for why you've held on to these relationships for so long and then deciding to move away from that. And if this is you fearing commitment, this is realizing why you fear this commitment and realizing that you do deserve better and that there is someone out there that you can meet eye to eye, meet halfway with, who will offer you this commitment that you feel was denied to you before. And that you can work along someone in partnership to build something stable and secure. So with this Queen of Arrows, I'm seeing an independence, but not in terms of being lonely or believing that you don't need anybody in your life to succeed. It's moving away from that mentality, because sometimes that can be a bit unhealthy, because we are billions of people on this earth for a reason, because we're meant to form relationships and connections and partnerships. We are meant to work with one another. So again, if you are currently in a relationship that is not looking good, this is about breaking away from those relationships, finding your independence, reclaiming your power, but not closing your heart off. And And for others, this might be opening up to the possibility of forming a relationship based on commitment, mutual respect, and understanding. So very bluntly, for some of you, this might actually be one of the changes that need to happen in order for you to come in union with this person, is actually be single. So again, if your relationship is not a good one and you know it, you will know it in your heart of hearts. If this is not the one, then it means, allowing yourself to be single in order for this person to come through. Now with the 8 of Vessels, this is about letting go, walking away from something that no longer serves you. I also see the 8 of Vessels as representing emotional strength. I did feel that with this Queen of Arrows. I feel like some of you have gone through some immense heartache, and because of that, you have become very emotionally strong, but almost to the point of closing your heart off. And see how we have waters pouring here, overflowing. I was imagining like a heart of ice, like a heart that's been frozen over time. And this is the melting of that ice in order for love to flow. Now, I usually see this as representing cycles. Now, I always see cups as representing our physical vessels, a body. So this vessel here in the middle, I'm actually seeing it as representing you. And all of these other cups are other people. Now, you might have been sharing your energy with the same people that have been depleting you in some way. Sometimes we soak in the energy of others. And what they're giving to us is like anger, frustration, envy, jealousy. And then we get filled up with all of that energy, so much so that when somebody else comes along, what we give to them is this energy that was given to us. And it creates this cycle, this chain of stagnation. So this is realizing, who are you interacting with? What are you engaging with? What are you allowing into your space? And do you want to keep allowing that into your space? What are you sharing with others? What energy are you giving off? And see if you want to change that. Because I see you breaking away from these chains and becoming part of this river. It's how the energy of rebirth here. So I am seeing singlehood here. Letting go of old patterns, old belief systems, old relationships that were not serving you, that were keeping you stuck, that were keeping you in low vibe. I hate using that word, but low vibe is what's coming through. And then that is when you will be able to find your path. As we mentioned before, that the answer is in you. Possibly you've been hearing the same advice from the same people, and they haven't been inspirational at all. Maybe what these people have been feeding you is their own fears, their own insecurities, and you have believed them all this time. And because of that, you haven't allowed yourself to venture out, to try new things. So this is about no longer hearing the voices outside of you that tell you that you can't, that tell you that you're not enough, that tell you that this is not a good idea, to not even try. And start listening to your own inner voice that believes in you, that encourages you, that sees the beauty, the love, and the kindness that exists within you and tells you, set yourself free. Because once you stop adhering to these voices here, then you will be able to find your path. Guidance will slowly start coming to you. It almost feels like you will get like deja vus, like the answers will come to you so naturally. It's like when you're walking down the street or you're driving and then all of a sudden you feel like turning left and you turn left and then you find maybe a garage sale that is selling for a very cheap price the sofa that you always wanted, something like that. So it's in the moment where the answers are going to be given to you and they're going to lead you step by step in the right direction. But it's as long as you follow your inner voice. So I am seeing a sense of rebirth here, liberation, independence, and finding your answers, finally finding your path. Now we do have the ancestor here, which is the Hierophant. And the Hierophant speaks about traditional values, conformity. It talks about commitment and marriage. It's also about like beliefs and sharing knowledge. ooh, we did receive a message, you are here to teach. And usually that's the energy of the Hierophant. So this might be the case that when you finally decide to move forward, to break away from these old cycles or old relationships, and you decide to walk your own path, that's when you realize that possibly all this time what you wanted to do was teach. And you find what you want to teach to others. This might even be being a guide to others or teaching others how to maybe break free from their own chains. If it's the case that you've gone through a severe divorce and you become a single parent or just the divorce itself, this might be you, after having found your own footing, you become a teacher to others on guiding them how to make it through a divorce, or being the inspiration to others, letting them know that they can stand on their own 2 feet after such a devastating experience like a divorce. And if it's not a divorce, it might be something entirely different, but an experience that was very emotionally painful. So I do see you coming out of this. I do see you standing tall. I do see you standing on your own 2 feet, paving your way. Remember I said this is about paving your way. We do have footprints here. See how there's snow? There's not a road here. So this is, you're the one who's going to take the first steps in this path. This is about creating something entirely new. And we do have the number 5 here. The number 5 is all about drastic changes, about transformations, transitions. So I do see a drastic change happening in your life. And it happens as soon as you discover your life purpose, which is what I'm seeing with the Hierophant. Because this is reminding me of a call, an awakening. And I see this, the ancestor, as a spirit guide. Might even be as your higher self. I'm even taking it as possibly like the energy of your past life. Telling you that you've been through tougher situations before in other lives and you made it on your own. And you can make it through any obstacle in this life if you choose to. Because I'm getting such a strong energy here, such a strong vibe. And I feel like you will also be helping other people awaken, whatever that means to you. So it might be in terms of like a spiritual journey, or it might be even to patterns that they are holding on to. I'm even getting like marriage therapy. I'm getting guidance, counsel, teacher, even like spokesperson. And with this energy of 5, you will help bring change in many people's life, a positive shift. You will help them find their path. And it's not like you guiding them, but it's sort of inspiring them to look within like you did so that they can find the answers that they seek. So you help self-empower others. So this is pretty empowering here. But lastly, I'm going to pull out cards that will give us a little information about the energy around the connection when you finally come together. So we have enthusiasm, we have void, and we have faith. So for faith, we have like a sunflower believing in the sun. And let me read this one. For enthusiasm, we have the fire of life burning. So for the void card, usually I'm getting the phrase divine intervention. And I actually see this hand as representing your person's energy. As I mentioned, I do feel like they have always been around you energetically. And if you were in a relationship before that wasn't secure or stable, I feel like this is the energy that possibly was always nudging you to maybe move away from this connection, move away from this relationship, because you deserved better. Because it feels like every time you felt down or stopped believing in yourself or started doubting your worth, a voice came through and told you, no, you are enough. You are more than enough. You are beautiful. You matter. You will be able to make it through this. You deserve better. Do not give up on yourself, because I will never, ever give up on you. That is them coming through. I also feel like you have very strong and powerful spirit guides on your side. And it's only fit for someone as strong and powerful as you. So this is a supportive relationship, not only in the physical, but it's also like spiritually, energetically, you are always supporting each other. You are that voice, that supportive voice in each other's head. We do have enthusiasm here, and we have faith. We have boats for both of them. So it might be the case that this person, because it's a Knight, like I mentioned, that they might have traveled a lot in their other life. And I feel like it might be the case in this life as well. Or it might be the case that they live in a different country, state, or city from you. I do feel like they are the ones coming towards you. I'm also sensing like you will travel at some point, and during your travels you will meet this person. But this person has also traveled a long way to meet you at this place. So it's like you both traveled to meet each other halfway, but it feels like this person has traveled way more than you. I don't know why, but that's what I'm getting. But this relationship, this connection restores faith in you. It has you being more enthusiastic about life, about your future. Maybe this is where you start planning to travel more, or to start traveling again, or to invest in new ideas. Before, maybe I'm seeing this as the eye of pessimism kept you from moving forward, from pursuing your dreams, from following your path. And I do see like you will be following your path before meeting this person, but I feel like when you are in connection with this person, it won't take you as long to pursue new ideas or new dreams that come about. And maybe before, there was a lot of like negative self-thinking, and it took you some time to silence those voices. But when you are with this person, because this person feels very supportive, it's easier to ignore the voices, to ignore them completely and not believe in what they are saying. Because I'm seeing so much joy, enthusiasm, and positivity here. And it doesn't feel like toxic positivity, like being positive all the time. It feels very practical and realistic, because that's what the Knight of Pentacles is. It's very practical. Yet this is about not letting yourself drown in these negative thoughts. I see this as having someone by your side as you face your fears. So I do feel like possibly with this person, you will start working on past traumas, on hidden wounds, or on fears that maybe before felt a bit too daunting for you. Or you might help this person, because I do feel like you will be some form of guide, teacher, therapist, counselor, if that is something that calls to you. Okay, but now I'm going to pull out a message from our note jar. My love is not fragile, from Kristoff. From Frozen 2. Oh my god, said by the character Kristoff. Okay, but that's all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance, some clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. And if you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching. And until next moment, bye bye.